You tap me on my back. If you give that kind of hug, I will punch you. Be serious.
I swear, I'm not a therapist. I swear, I did not put my mouth in their business. I swear that they come.
So, don't know if I see that thing is up today. Let's be honest. She came before you pass me. Let's be honest. She came messy. She came fraud. Do you understand?
You know, somehow I had known that there'll come a day on the show when Venita will play into the cousin card to get Neo to do her bidding, to get Neo to do what she wants, especially with regards to, you know, the pardon me please, nominations and all whatnot. Yes, because the moment Ebuka introduced these two relatives, you know, into the show, I knew that there was going to be a problem, but I did not know that it was going to happen so soon. But then it happened last night after the pardon me please process. Venita was crying that Neo did not pardon her, but instead gave his pardon to Ilebaye. And guys, it caused me to think a lot about it. And I have a lot of things to say, all right? So just watch to the end of this video as I share with you what exactly happened. And then I will also share with you my thoughts about that entire situation. Now, aside that, Neo decided to man up and apologize to Ilebaye. As a matter of fact, both of them reconciled and they shed more light on their situation, which actually proved that Neo actually lied a lot on Saturday night about the actual situation between himself and Ilebaye. So, in other words, Ilebaye was not lying on Saturday night. For those of you that thought that she was actually playing a game, she was not lying. Neo was the one that was actually lying. Neo was the one that actually blew everything out of proportion. So let's get into this video. My name is Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. For those of you that are new here, thank you so much for choosing to subscribe to join this community. But if you are yet to do that, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Thank you very much. And also feel free to give this video a like. In fact, please give this video a like, and also feel free to share. All right, now quickly, let's continue with the conversation. Beginning with Neo and Ilebaye. It all started in the arena during the head of house task. Now, if you all recall, I had mentioned that 8 people qualified from the first round through to the second round. Ilebaye was one of them. Neo was one of them. And so the game was really tough, guys. And if you all recall, Ilebaye had sprained her ankle last week. So she's still suffering from the pain. But everybody was quite impressed, including Big Brother. They were all quite impressed that even with the pain in her leg, she was able to maintain control and a balance all through the first round of the game. You know, it was interesting to see how Neo was, you know, cheering on Ilebaye just as he was also cheering on his other team members, guys. That really warmed my heart because I was wondering if he was only going to be cheering the other people, you know, to do well because of the issue he and Ilebaye had over the weekend. But he was equally cheering her on. And when she finally, you know, qualified as well, because Big Brother needed only 2 qualifiers from each team. So when she finally qualified, everybody was so excited, everybody was happy, and he hugged her. They both hugged each other actually, and I think that was the moment of realization for him that, listen, this is a game. You cannot keep malice for too long, especially because nominations are involved. And so after the whole pardon me please process, there was DOYIN in the picture, and DOYIN was more like their mediator, and they talked things out, and it was quite interesting to hear that Neo actually wanted to take Ilebaye out for lunch, I think, or even dinner, and Ilebaye did not make out time. And then the messages that Neo had actually sent her had made her feel like she was not there for him when he needed her the most. So they had ceased communication, and according to Neo, for 6 months they had not seen each other, they had not talked to each other up until they met again in the house. And so the conversation they were having that particular night at the pool party was Ilebaye apologizing to Neo for not being there for him. And they had talked about that situation, about why, you know, they had just lost communication, or why they had ceased communicating with each other. Neo as well had apologized. Now, from the look of things, it had seemed as though the conversation they had had by the poolside had included a reunion between both of them. Guys, I don't know. But if you all recall that night when it was raining outside and they were talking about, trading coins for cuddles, Neo had said, listen, I don't share. I'm a jealous person. So I'm not going to share it with anybody. I'm going to pay 20 money point coins for cuddles and all whatnot. Now, Ilebaye had taken that serious because of the conversation they had had at the poolside. Hence the reason she was upset that, okay, we had had a conversation and here you are doing what you're doing with Tolani Badge and moving around funny with other girls. And Neo was being overly dramatic and spreading tales, lies, spinning the narrative, you know, making it look like, oh, Ilebaye was chasing after him, that he had told her that he was not interested in a relationship with her and she was the one chasing him. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what's playing out here? The same thing we've been talking about, these housemates playing the game of spinning the narratives about their fellow housemates just to poison the minds of other people against whoever they deem as their target. And from their conversation, Neo did not even deny it. He did not deny it. He accepted that, yeah, he said what he said, but he was defending himself that, it was because he was upset that Ilebaye was talking about it with other people. So I'm like, oh, wow. So you want to do what you want to do and you don't want the girl to talk about it? You want to shut her up so that you can go ahead running your narrative around and people will be buying it all hook, line and sinker. Seriously. But anyways, guys, they both apologized to each other. Neo apologized first and he was insisting that Ilebaye had to apologize to him. For what now? He said because she talked about it with people. But guys, just for the sake of peace, they apologized to each other and Neo asked for a hug and they hugged each other, and both PERE and DOYIN, who was right there, were saying it's okay, people are tapping, whatever. But you could tell that the apology was actually genuine. But for me, guys, the damage had been done. Neo had single-handedly spread a narrative about Ilebaye. First, at the table where the housemates had gathered to play their truth or dare game on Thursday night after the pool party. Second, that same night when Tolani Badge had disgraced Ilebaye, chasing her ruthlessly from Neo's bed and that room. Third was Saturday night after the party when he had started spreading the narrative as well. Just as Ilebaye was talking to other people, he was countering her own angle of the story, telling people that she was the one that was forcing herself on him. And the way he had described that whole event about, they went to lunch and she dragged him, she carried him, all of that. Guys, it happened that it was actually a lie. But anyways, they have reconciled, and the only thing I can hope for is that Ilebaye gets more wisdom on how to follow that young man. Yes, because it just proved that Neo was just not a person of integrity. Yeah, we might say that it's for the game. Yes, whatever. It is for the game, but it was just nasty how everything turned out last weekend. Now, moving on to Neo's issue with Venita. Venita had cried last night after the pardon me please process because her cousin Neo had given his pardon to his friend Tolani Badge instead of her. And guys, I love what Neo said in defense of himself, because Ceecee, who of course is more like Venita's male best friend in the house, had come to have a conversation with him whilst he was at the kitchen sink doing the dishes. His stance was that it was high time he acted like a man or stepped into his role of being a man, because the truth is his cousin Venita has 4 pardons already from the likes of, in fact, from the entire Pepper gang team. But he does not have anybody on his side. And the only person he has on his side is Tolani Badge, that even though both of them are relatives, he needs to also look out for himself, because she was being selfish by outrightly asking for him to pardon her. Meaning that, okay, if she wins the immunity for this week and he does not win the immunity, she does not mind if he also gets evicted from the show this week. And frankly speaking, guys, I could not help but agree with Neo on this one. Because the truth is, Venita's tears, guys, for me, they were just crocodile tears. Because I get it, everybody's playing a game, but then you want your cousin to look out for you, but you are not looking out for your cousin. Because even the Venita herself did not go into the diary room and mention Neo's name as the person she wanted to grant immunity for the week. So what was the fuss? Why was she crying? Guys, listen, it gave me so much joy that Neo was standing up for himself. And I'm like, yes, this is a game. There's no such thing as, oh, you're my brother, you're my friend, you're my sister. 120 million naira cash is at stake. So the fact that Neo woke up last night and stuck to his guns, guys, that was something that gave me so much joy. And you see, yeah, I'm not even surprised that Venita, you know, acted that way, you know, crying and blaming Neo and whatnot. At some point, it seemed like she even attacked the young man over his decision. I was happy that Neo stuck to his guns. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you. What do you think about that? Do you think Neo betrayed Venita, or do you think Venita was doing too much in that regard? Please go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.